Failure. This is something a lot of people ask me about. And this is something that I have to live and deal with on an ongoing basis as an entrepreneur. However, society teaches us that success is good and failure is bad. Today, we're going to be learning a lot of tricks to change your mind in a very quick way to deal with your fear of failure. I'm here today with Lyons, who's an improv coach and teacher. He's also founder and artistic director of London Improv Theatre and founder of LiveWired Comedy Improvisation, which is a troupe of players that do performances in London, but also go to businesses to help taking improv techniques into the business world and helping people to be better leaders. You've been my teacher on and off, right, over the last few years in improvisation. I love all the techniques and I really try to apply as much as I can on the day-to-day. Our parents, our teachers, society, everyone kind of teaches us that failure is bad and success is good. Many times, people who are becoming entrepreneurs or aspiring to be entrepreneurs, they would have moments that they say, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? Am I a failure? How can they stop feeling the fear of failure?
And when you go into improv, you are in a situation where you constantly don't know what's going to happen. You constantly don't know what's next. You constantly don't know what the person opposite you is going to do for you or to you. And if you fear disapproval, if you fear not being good enough, it will stifle your creativity. It takes away your bravery. You don't try things, you don't push yourself because just in case it doesn't quite work. It's the fear of these small failures which stop you from what I call shining. So you want to be big, you want to be proud, you want it to come out, but actually it comes out this far. When you're performing improv or training in improv, you are constantly in that state, constantly in this, and you start to recognise it. You recognise the feeling that I'm holding back because of this, and we teach you to overcome it. So if you're self-censoring, which is taking away your imagination, taking away your creativity, taking away your bravery, if you no longer self-censor and you have a go, you're going to be braver, more imaginative, and more creative. So it's just recognising those feelings and coping with them. When you first start improv, I would imagine most of the time you're spent playing games, playing little scenes, little exercises in which you will constantly fail. They're designed to make you fail. Yeah. You'll never get it right.
I remember
That's the whole point of it. It's the whole point of it. And you see grown adults that are trying really, really hard to get something right. They can't get it right, it goes wrong, and they're enjoying themselves.
They laugh, right?
Yes.
At their failure, which is pretty impressive because we don't do this in real life.
So the next time you walk into a conference and there's 50 people, you've got to engage with them. Next time you walk into a dinner party and there's 12 people around that table important to you in your life, you're a lot more aware and self-aware and able to communicate without worrying about what you're doing. Why is this the right thing to say? Or did they understand what I meant? So you can see how those small things can build you up.
So let's talk about play. So we all play as kids a lot, and we grow up and we stop playing. So what would be the biggest advice you would give to our audience who's watching us right now to keep playing?
Play depends on simple childlike pleasure. Not childish, childlike pleasure. That state of being, of playfulness and enjoyment, is a place which is extremely creative. It's a place where you're full of new ideas, some which can be surreal but can be applied, full of ideas of helping other people, of new inventions to the game. Oh, what if we did this? Oh, you're so-and-so. You get very excited and the ideas come rushing out. It's a state of being, this playfulness. I think you can see that state of being is extremely useful in any field.
Is it that we have been creating a mask to ourselves?
It starts at school. as we start to mature, the teachers start sit up straight, pay attention, stop daydreaming, concentrate. Isn't that awful? Tell a child to stop daydreaming, take away that fun. So we're just putting that back. And I suppose the role play that we have, our business personas, our work personas, our protective layers, we need to learn to peel them off to be able to get in touch with that side.
Alan Alda said, real listening is a willingness to let other person change you. What do you think that would happen in business if people really applied that philosophy?
Listening is a very crucial part of improvisation. Many times you'll see people go into a scene or into an exercise, they've got an idea and they refuse to let it go. Now, I don't know how that would transfer if everybody applied that in the business world. What I do know is, anecdotally, I can tell you from the students that I have, that a lot of people feel very unconnected to their workplace and to the management structure because they're not listened to. So learning to listen properly and take on board and be affected by what's being said and interpret what's being said, I think it's a very good skill to have.
There's a research from Gallup, which is one of the biggest researching companies in the world, that they say that only 15% of the workforce globally is actually engaged with their jobs and the companies, right?
Yeah.
And 85% of the workforce is actually not giving a damn.
Yeah.
And that is totally to do with that, right?
Yeah, they're not engaged because they're not listened to.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who have been in jobs that they hate. And a lot of entrepreneurs actually become entrepreneurs because they're like, what the hell am I doing in this corporation that doesn't mean anything to me? And it's great when you find your passion, your fulfillment, that you say.
So you're seeking for some control, some direction. It's something that you can work at every day that you're going to enjoy.
The top tip of improv is that you use your mind, but you don't overthink. So it's all about being present, being the moment. What would you say for audience of leaders and entrepreneurs here that want to quiet their mind, they want to get into this flow, they want to be in the present? What would be the best advice you would give to them?
I don't think it's a magic pill, but I think it's got to be part of the ingredients. You learn the techniques, you practice the skills, and you get better at it over time, but you've got to keep it fit, you've got to keep it healthy to keep in touch with the practice of it and the philosophy behind it.
Thank you again. If everyone watching us, entrepreneurs, business leaders, I totally recommend him because I really enjoy his classes, so I'm biased. But if they want to connect with you either for business sessions on improvisation or go to one of your classes here in London, how do they find you?
Yeah, we're blessed. London is the place for improvisation. There's 100 opportunities there right across the capital. For me, just go simply to www.londonimprovtheatre.com and you'll find all you need and lots of tips about where to go.
If you liked what you watched, there's more coming every single week. Subscribe and let's be bolder together.